Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
Our quick, not too lengthy, most impressive teams during Feast Week. I'm going to start. I'll probably steal one of yours here, but I'm going Villanova. They had lost to Penn. I figured we probably all are going to say Villanova, but we can weigh in on them anyway because they were great. Like even before Feast Week, they'd go down and they pounded Maryland and held them to 40 points. And then they go to the Bahamas and they beat Texas Tech. It's not great, but they're dangerous. Carolina, and then they smack the hell out of Memphis, 44-16, I think at half. So to me, that might have been a blip for Villanova. I still don't know if I completely trust their point guard play, but I'm not sure they can't figure it out without a high-end point guard and can figure it out with like different guys initiating the offense. And they've got so many guys that, to me, know how to play that I think that takes some of the pressure off having a de facto point guard yet.
Yeah. Well, they don't need a point guard. They use the isolation play that Jay started, and they still use it. And it's not really, you don't need a point guard. You got to have a guy that can post up and back people down and either score or get the double team. And they have a couple guys that can do that. So, yeah, I like their team. I would pick Purdue, though, as being the team that's been most impressive to me. First of all, the Maui Classic in Honolulu is the best tournament I've ever seen. I've been around for a lot of tournaments, and we were able to win a couple of them over the years, but I haven't seen a tournament that good where you had to go out and play the 3 games that they had to play. And Purdue really impressed me. I think Edie's better. I think the transfer kid, their other guards are better. I like their team. If there's a team with a big guy that can go a long way, I think it's Purdue. I really liked what they did out there. That was a super, super tough tournament.
Tio,
yep.
With me with
hard to argue there. Say again.
Are you with me with Villanova, or where are you?
I first of all, thoroughly impressed with Purdue. And I think the evolution of Braden Smith, being able to handle pressure, especially when they played Tennessee, that can get after you in so many different ways. And when they play man, I get that, but they can throw so many different bodies at you. Zakai Ziegler can get up underneath you and cause you to get off balance. They can switch everything, and Josiah Jordan-James can try to get up and beast you a little bit. Like, they attack you in a lot of different ways defensively. And playing Rick Barnes, I mean, you're going to get chucked on the jump. Like, so it takes a second to really adjust to that. I was impressed with their guard play. Now, it wasn't this run and jump style that has given them problems in the tournament. I think Marquette actually showed them that as well, because Shaka likes to throw a little 2-2-1. They'll do a 1-2-1-1 full court situation, a 1-2-2. They'll mix up pressures. So I think that was the closest thing they'll get to when it comes to like playing some of these smaller teams at some of the lower levels that they've struggled with. And I thought Purdue handled it really well. I was going to say Villanova, but Coach changed my mind because the different ways that Purdue was able to beat you. And let's be honest, in that Tennessee game, which was more rugby match than it was actual basketball, like, they embraced that physicality. Those younger guards played well. Fletcher Lawyer stunk one night and was terrific the next night. His ability to just wash that off told me a lot about him. And then you throw into the fact that, Coach, I agree with you. Lance Jones, the transfer from Southern Illinois, he adds a different degree of burst to that team that, let's be honest, last season weren't the most athletic. And that hurt them at times last year because they didn't have anybody that could break down the defense whenever teams sat on some of your set plays. Well, Lance Jones gives you a little bit of that. And then, to be honest with you, some of these other guys, I thought Caleb First played really well. Some of the things that he doesn't necessarily show up on the stat sheet. He goes up, he boards, he's physical. He does a lot of good things for them off the bench. Purdue's a handful, and the additional Lance Jones, it helps them a lot. But I think really the key is Braden Smith's evolution as this season progresses.
Well, I think the other thing you look at, if you look at that, and then you look at that tournament, those could have been third-round games, say in the NCAA, or fourth.
Yeah,
maybe
100%.
Maybe, and although Purdue did win, they could have gone the other way. It wasn't like Purdue is dominant. They could have lost those games, and that just tells you a little bit something about what's going to happen this year in the tournament. You get into the game against Marquette or Tennessee, it's not gonna be easy. And a team like Purdue might be. I'm guessing they'll be number one in the country most of the year. I think, based on
Sure.
what I've seen from them and the Big Ten. But they could lose in the fourth game in the tournament because that's college basketball, and I mean that's why we kind of like it. Penn's lost since they played Villanova twice, and and they had a squeaker I think just recently against somebody else that isn't that good, and that they beat Villanova. Some of that's local knowledge maybe, but yeah, I mean Villanova doesn't have the big guy. They don't have the true point maybe, but I mean they have their weaknesses too. But you look around and it's everybody has them. Everybody has strengths. I mean, I thought Texas was really, really good, and they should have lost to Louisville. No question. So yeah, the thing about the transfer portal, you get these new guys, and it helps your team, but they're also new guys. So you don't have that veteran group that's been there all the way through, and that's why you have to like Purdue a little bit. They have so many guys back. Florida Atlantic has so many, has so many guys back. That's always going to help your team, no question about that.
All right, you've been very positive so far in the first half hour, Jim. This is, people are watching this and be like, retired life is treating him well. He's saying keep Kenny Payne forever and talking about everybody getting extensions and everybody's great. All right, who was the team? Who was the team over the last week or so that you kind of worry about now that did not do very well? Kind of the opposite of your Purdue.
It's so early. I'm trying not to even make a judgment early. I'm a little surprised that Rick hasn't got St. John's playing a little higher level, but when you kind of look at it, they have all new guys. They just got a really good player back from injury. So I think St. John. I still love St. John's. I think they're going to get there without any question. I'm not surprised that Michigan State gets off to a slower start. That's Tom Izzo was traditionally taken a little while to get his team where it will get to, and his team will get there. So it's a little early to start to talk about a team that's not there yet. I mean, Arkansas wasn't very impressive in the games I've seen from them.
They've got
a lot of new guys, and it's not that easy to just turn it like that when you have 6-7 new guys. I mean, I give those coaches a lot of credit that can do that and bring so many guys in, and you can do it because you have the summer now. It's a little bit easier to get your team ready because you have the summer and the September-October period before you get to play. But Arkansas has been, I think they'll get going. They've got good players, but certainly they haven't gotten off to a great start. I'm sure that Coach Musselman would agree with that.
Thank you for watching The Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.